Peace, peace, peace. It's one of them late nights, yo. Hold on. Let me put this on. I don't have my green screen connected, none of that. Fuck all that. But anyway, I told y'all, man. I told y'all beware of these the Jim Jones Kool-Aid. The Jim Jones Kool-Aid. I told y'all about that. Some people listened, some people didn't. But I told y'all about that Jim Jones Kool-Aid. And now I'm seeing a lot of notaries putting up videos on how the Jim Jones Kool-Aid is killing their ass. See, my intention with this notary business is to literally help people. Straight up in it. It's to help notaries. It's to help them navigate through this notary industry. I don't even know if my microphone. Let me check, see if my microphone. Let me see some of you guys. Customization. I've never done the live on YouTube before, but anyway, no big deal. We just going in. We just going in. So, I'm seeing all these videos pop up of notaries talking about how they are getting their ass handed to them because of this. The climate has changed. The real estate market has changed, right? It's just they're going through it right now. Now, me, on the other hand, see, you guys, a lot of you notary signing agents, y'all was acting real funny and shit, man. Real funny. You guys would call specialty notary work general notary work. I seen y'all, man. Y'all was trying to talk down and shit, talking about general notary work, and shit look kind of funny and this and that. These things got too much of a glare. But now you guys are getting pinched. You guys are getting that heat. You guys are getting fucked up in the game. They're giving you low-balled offers, and you didn't even imagine that because you guys were sipping on that Jim Jones Kool-Aid all the goddamn time. And when people like myself and other people were telling you, like, man, you better be careful. You better be careful. See, when I first started in the notary business, I want to say actually October 10th of this year, it's going to be 5 years I've been in this industry, right? And before I started in the industry, I don't know how I fell upon this video. I wasn't even looking for that type of video. But when I found that video, it was because I was gung-ho. I was getting ready to sip on the Kool-Aid, y'all. I was getting ready to really sip on this Kool-Aid. And I was ready to go gung-ho on being a loan signing agent, right? And I was like, all right. And somehow God's intervention, God's divine order, he had me stumble onto this video. And the video was someone interviewing a bunch of loan signing agents. And in that interview, they was talking about, the loan signing agents was talking about how they were getting crushed because of the housing market crash and how a lot of them had to go back to their regular jobs. I was like, all right, oh, that ain't what I want to do. Like, I don't want to become an entrepreneur and then eventually have to go back to work like that. And you're like, hey, you get to be an entrepreneur for 2 strong years, and then you got to go back to work. I was like, nah, that's not the longevity I was looking for. And there were no solutions uh, that they were giving. They said all I heard from them was like, I prepared for that. I wish I knew more about that. I wish I knew this type of thing happened, but it happened often. Every time the housing market crashed, or maybe the interest rates went up high, it affected the notary, right? So I said, nah, let me see what else is out here. So that's when I found out about specialty notary assignments, which a lot of the Kool-Aid drinkers call it general notary work. You guys call it general notary work. We call it the come up. We call it the long game, right? We call it like, y'all go ahead and do that over there. We're going to eat over here. So I started exploring specialty work, and it has been absolutely incredible. Now, see, the difference between me and them is that, for one, I got blackballed, right, on Google Business. And shout out to Google, man. Shout out to blackballing me, man. And shout out to you guys, man, for actually catching me and shit. Because I was running it up. I was. Absolutely, without a doubt. I wasn't playing no games with Google. I wasn't trying to stay all the way on your good side like that. No, I was literally out there trying to disrupt some shit. For sure. For sure. And you guys caught on. It took you 4.5 years to catch on, but by that time I had a hell of a head start. A hell of a head start. So yeah, I was in Google, and that's the difference between me and a lot of other notaries, is that I'm willing to push the envelope. And the thing about disruptors is that we're usually the first ones to get the arrow in the back. All right. We're usually the first ones to get, as Jay-Z would call it, our heads chopped off, beheaded, if you will. Right. So they blackballed me, but it wasn't, and because they blackballed me, there was a significant dip in my income from my revenue stream. But I want you guys to understand something. It wasn't because of the market, though. It wasn't because of the housing market interest rates went up. It wasn't because the real estate market took a dip and crashed. It had nothing to do with that. Nothing. Because all of my students are still caking it. They're still eating love off of that. Whatever happens in the economy doesn't affect them at all. As a matter of fact, when there is a calamity or some type of chaos, they actually get an increase in business. Believe that shit. Can you believe that? They see an increase in business. i.e., I'll give you an example. COVID. When COVID hit, my students was eating, because when COVID hit, a lot of the clients that were coming through, like people that needed to get power of attorneys, trust, that shit hit an alarming rate. At that point, everybody that was sitting on their power of attorneys that needed to get done and all of that stuff, they were like, hey, look, we really need to get this done, because we don't know what is going on with America right now. People are dying left and right. They're in the hospital. They're on ventilators. Hey, what are we going to do? Let's get our power of attorney and financial affairs in order now. And that's what they did. So guess what? The phone calls actually revved up. It revved up. And not only did it rev up for power of attorney, but what I teach my students, we know the power of attorney is that gateway drug. There's other packages that come after that, right? So from that being said, that shit don't affect, as you guys would call it, general notary work. It doesn't affect that stream. And I'm gonna let you know right now, I'll put it against I'll put my students up against any notary signing agent, Jim Jones Kool-Aid drinker, that they make more per assignment than a notary signing agent does. I will put my bottom dollar on that my students who do specialty notary work make more money doing specialty notary work than notary signing agents make. Facts. Matter of fact, let me calculate that. 45. For every notary signing agent assignment, for every 3 notary signing agent assignments, my notaries will make that in 1 assignment. Because what I teach them is how to position your company, how to price it accordingly, how to answer the phones correctly, how to give your company the big company feel, and then it doesn't require more work. That's the thing. You guys think that it requires more work. My guys are in and out of that place in like 5, 10 minutes tops. You guys are staying over there for like 45 minutes an hour. And you're printing out hella paper and you're scanning hella paper. Oh yeah, shots are fired. I'm bucking shots right now. You're scanning hella paper. You're taking these. I'm getting hot. Because they steered you guys down this path to believing that being a loan signing agent is the number one path of making a great income. And then they totally didn't show you this side of the game. Like this side over here, this shit over here, nigga, it's a different game. And a lot of your instructors, a lot of your so-called gurus, they're not even doing what they're telling you to do. That's the fucked up thing about it, man. For real. That's the messed up thing about it, is that a lot of these so-called notary gurus ain't even doing the shit that they even like they instruct you to do. How many of you guys know about copywriting? Why the fuck they ain't teaching you that? They use it. I know for a fact they use it. I've heard them say they use it in private forums. Why don't they teach their notaries how to do it? Why don't they teach you guys about creating online courses? Why don't they teach you guys about creating a book, really giving yourself that authority and a place, a stronghold in this industry? They don't teach you that shit, but they do it though. I teach my students that. Everybody knows in my Notary CashFlow Academy, I show them everything. I give them everything that I've seen success with, everything that I've done, and I am a 3-time best-selling author. I teach them exactly the same principles. No extra money, no nothing. It's like once you're a member of the academy, I am going to show you everything I've done to be successful in this industry. I've been a trailblazer in this industry in a very, very short period of time. Truth be told, and I ain't even, and shit, I pat myself on the back if I want to. But the truth is, a lot of the people that are teaching you are learning from me. Truth be told. Because at the end of the day, there are 2 things that I'm really, really good at. I don't teach about apostille. I don't teach about fingerprinting. I don't teach about loan closing. I don't teach. I will contract a person to come teach it on my academy, but I don't do those things. So I'm not going to teach something I don't do. You know what I do? I know doo-doo, right? Because I'm the shit. You know what I do? I teach about sales and marketing. I don't care what business you come from. Every business needs sales and marketing. Every single business. You cannot be a business. You cannot exist without sales and marketing. That's what I teach. The notary business or the notary industry just happens to be the conduit. That's it. So what I do, I take my 20 years of experience in sales and marketing and I pour that shit inside of the notary industry, which has not seen, 21st century shit ever. It hasn't seen any type of 21st century type of, injection ever. But a lot of the gurus that are out here, these instructors, these teachers, they don't even teach you half the shit that they're doing. They say, all right, this is what you do with loan closing. This is what you do with this. This is what you do with that. But they're doing something completely opposite. Completely opposite. You know how I was able to establish a strong name in this industry? I wrote a fucking book. I wrote a book. I'm one of the few black men in the notary industry that wrote a damn book. Look at me. Do I look like a fucking regular notary? Most of these notaries that you see have shirt and ties on, a button up, some. Listen, I've been in engineering, so I know the look. Plaid shirts and shit with all the goddamn lines in it. I get it. I get it. But that's not me. I have a white tee on and a freaking bandana on. I am 100% a pure disruptor. I've been a disruptor all my life. Check my record. Ask the police. I've been a disruptor all my life. But now I can do it legally and I can actually step into an industry where I can actually help people. And before I share information with people, I personally will do it myself to see if there's a success. Now, as a disruptor, like I mentioned, we are the first ones to get an arrow in our back. We're the first ones to get beheaded. We're the first ones to get banned. We're the first ones to get blackballed. And then we learn from these situations. And then what we do, we turn around and we teach people, hey, this is the way to do it. Don't do it like I did it, though. Don't do it like I did, because you might get blackballed. I got blackballed on Google My Business because I literally was trying to disrupt that whole shit. And for 4.5 years, I did. And I got a hell of a head start. And I'll tell you exactly what I did. Let me tell you what I did that got me banned on Google. Now, take note of this. I teach this in class. And for those that want to learn from me, go to stampingfordollars.com. stampingfordollars.com, and then I will teach you what I know, man. I teach you what fucking works. I teach you what works. So this is what I did to get banned. My philosophy is this. If something works, don't stop doing it. Double up on that shit. If something works, don't stop doing it. Double up on it. Just like you rolling dice and shit. Double up, nigga. Right? So I get a Google My Business profile, right? Boom, I'm getting phone calls. I'm like, oh shit, this shit is kind of lit. I'm getting the phone calls. I already know sales, right? I already know sales, so I know I could close the deals. I was like, so what I need to do now, I need to increase my traffic. If I increase my traffic and the volume of calls that are coming in, I can close more deals, right? So I'm like, nigga, it's time to double up. Roll them dice. So now, instead of having one Google My Business, nigga, I had 70. Yes, indeed. Now, I tell my students, I did this, and this is what got me banned from Google. Because I'm like, wait a minute. If I get 10 calls a week from one Google My Business listing, then if I create another listing, I should get 20 calls per week. If I create 3 listings, I should get 30 calls per week. And I just kept going and going and going and going and going until I had 70. How did I get 70, you ask? Well, whenever I would do an assignment, I'm in Chicago right now. But if let's say I did an assignment in New Jersey and I contracted a notary out in New Jersey, I would be like, hey, it was a pleasure doing business with you. A lot of times the notaries would say, man, this is great. I didn't have to wait 4 weeks for my payment. Can I how can I be a part of your team? How can I join your team? I'd be like, not a problem. Let me show you how you do that. I created a landing page to get all their information. And then I tell them on the phone, I said, we are going to send a postcard to your home. It's going to be coming from Google. I need you to send me back those 5-digit code that they send you on the postcard. Now, at the time, Google will allow you to send 2 postcards per home. So I would send 2 postcards to every single notary I did business with. Not only the notaries, but I did it with my friends and family. I did it with cousins. I did with shit. I've even paid people. Let me send a postcard to your house so I can show people that I'm running a business in that neck of the woods. And it blossomed into 70 listings. Now, if I'm getting, now I want you to do the math. See, this is the shit that they don't teach you, these crab mother. So do the math. If I'm doing 10 phone calls per listing, how many do you think I'm getting at 70? And by the way, guys, you guys could put a chat, talk in the chat if you like. I'll say what's up to you guys, give you guys some shout outs. So at that point, my phone is ringing off the fucking hook. I mean, from early day to late night, it's just off the chain. It got to the point where I literally had to hire a full-time employee from the Philippines to help with all of the goddamn phone calls that were coming in. It was overwhelming. It was overwhelming because then it was procedure, and I had systems, but it was a lot. It was a lot. Now I had to get a call system. I had to get Ring Central in order for my executive assistant to answer the phone calls from the Philippines. It was a lot of shit, but it was new problems, right? With new problems, anytime you solve a problem, 10 new problems will show up. Anytime you solve one problem, 10 new problems will show up. I'll give you an example. And Myron Golden uses this very, very well. He says, you buy an iPhone, right? And that iPhone, or any phone, even an Android phone. I'm an Android. I'm a Droid. Once you buy that phone, which is the average cost of a phone is about $600 to $700 minimum, and then it goes up from there, right? What do you buy next after you buy that phone? You wind up buying a phone case, a screen protector, a power bank if you don't already have one. You're gonna wind up getting some apps on there. You're gonna get some free apps and paid apps. So you see how buying that one phone, which solves the problem of you having a phone to communicate with people, forced 10 new problems that you had to solve. Now you're buying this, you're buying that, you're buying this, you're buying lamps, you're doing all kind of crazy shit. So that's the same thing that happened with the notary. That's why I got forced into creating a notary agency. A notary agency. Now you want to talk about scale. That's how you scale a business. I wish I had my calculator with me. That's how you scale a business. Go New Wave. What up? What's popping, bro? How much did the method produce for you? 6 figures. That method, I cleaned up. That's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't even mad at Google for blackballing me. Shout out to Google, because I had a 4.5 year head start. I killed it. I cleaned up. That thing funded so many of my other ventures. Like technically, I don't even have to run up notary appointments anymore. Oh no, this live, baby. Yo, this is actually my first live on YouTube. I just wanted to try it out. I was in the lab and shit, listening to house music and working on some emails and shit like that. And I was like, you know what? Let me. You know what prompted? I just saw a video from a notary out in Virginia talking about how her business is taking a punch in the face, a kick in the gut, and two shots in the ass, right? And that person is a loan signing agent. And I was like, man, I try to tell people about drinking that Jim Jones Kool-Aid. That Jim Jones Kool-Aid is something else. Boy, they don't tell you the truth about it. They don't tell you about when the housing market crash, you fuck around, you're gonna get punched in the face. They don't tell you about when interest rates go up that you're gonna get socked in the gut. He said, that's what's up. I came from Andre Hat. That's my dude right there, man. That's my guy, man. What up, Notary World LLC? No, I don't do apostille. No, I don't touch apostille. Although there's a beautiful, beautiful uh profit margin with that. And my girl, Cam Combs, she is the best that I know that teaches that. Awesome sister, out of fucking California, Oakland. You guys could watch the Notary War Room interview that I did with her. She is fantastic. You took her class? Yeah, yeah. I love her. She's just an awesome person to know. So Cam Combs is the person I would recommend with apostille. I didn't even know, to be honest with you. I probably would have started off with apostille if I knew that type of profit margin was baked in there like that. You telling me you getting like $1,000 from one assignment, $1,300? I would have went after that. Truth be told, I would have went after that before the specialty notary work. I already knew I didn't want to touch the loan signing thing though. I had 11 apostilles by one. See what I mean? Yeah. And you took her class. She's phenomenal, man. And I love seeing melanated brothers and sisters create these classes because we need that. The reason why I rocked with Andre Hatchett is because he looked like me. You know what I mean? He was a melanated brother. He was from the East Coast and he did his thing. I was like, all right, let me rock with this brother. And then because he really put me on the game. And then from him putting me on the game, I said, now I can maneuver the way I want to. I can, you know what I'm saying? It's like a girl that says, hey, look, the reason why I didn't tell you I was dating another guy is because I didn't want you to break up with me. Well, that's not your choice to make. Give me the option to make that choice, please. I might be cool with it, which I wouldn't be. But another dude might be cool with that shit and be like, yo, go ahead, man. Like, date the other dude. I don't care. As long as you show me one-on-one attention, we good. He said, I should have known always on. Wait, I'm sorry. I should have known you always on for real. The loan signing is some BS, man. That loan sign. Listen, man. I said this earlier. I will put my students. I will put one of my students. I will put my student, my weakest link student, against a notary signing agent and guarantee that my student makes more money on so-called general notary work. Don't ever use that term. Anytime you hear a person, let me tell you something. Anytime you hear a person say general notary work, they drink that Jim Jones Kool-Aid. Yes, they drank that Kool-Aid. Anytime they use GNW or general notary work, there's nothing fucking general about none of this stuff. Anytime you use the word general, first of all, it cheapens your brand, it cheapens your service, Just think about the businesses that use the word general. General Dollar, Dollar General. um, how's that? How I'm gonna hook you up with a blind date. Okay, how does she look? Oh, she's general. Damn, dude, like she ain't a dime or nothing. Man, so don't use that word general. You're shooting yourself in the foot. The correct term is specialty notary work. Um, Specialty notary work. Listen, even a power of attorney is baked inside of a loan closing. You can't even do a loan closing without a power of attorney. Like, so how does a power of attorney become a general document? You ever thought of that? Like, how can you call if you're doing a loan closing and you're running across a document that says power of attorney, but then you realize that you could do a power of attorney separately without a loan closing? How does that document become a general document? Like it has no title, it's blank, it's just general. Just throw it in there with everything else. Every document that you notarize literally has its own title. An affidavit, it has its own title. Like that's it's just the weirdest shit to me, man. I'm sorry. It's the weirdest. What do you say here? Soon as I became a notary signing agent, it started to plummet. Sorry to hear that. I thought I was going to make some money just doing loan signing agent. Man, listen, notary notary work is where it's at. Yeah, specialty notary work is where it's at. Listen, my students, the way I teach them how to speak on the phone because I could tell you right now, there's a lot of notaries. I could call a notary right now. Let's just say it was like daytime. I call them right now and they're going to say hello. They don't have a professional greeting. They don't know how to position their phone call. They don't know how to upsell their phone their client. They don't know how to make offers. They don't know how to suggest certain things to them that can turn a $150 deal into a $300 deal. They don't know how to position themselves like that. Secondly, the way I teach my students is that you're probably going to be with the client maybe 10, 15 minutes tops. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be there about 20 minutes. If you know what you're doing, 10 minutes. Now, think of that as being a loan signing agent. That's not even possible unless they're getting very, very short documents, right? Let's walk through the process of being a notary signing agent. And I'm not shitting on them. It's a way to make money. And if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I'm just here to say that there is a far better way than corresponding with a bunch of emails back and forth, your price being dictated to you. Let's be honest. Most of these places are dictating to you what they're going to pay you. How are you a boss of somebody telling you what they're going to pay you? If I'm the boss, shouldn't I make my own prices? So we'll leave that at that. The third thing is now you're going to be printing out documents. Okay. Who knows? 50 documents, 150 documents, reverse mortgage, 600 documents with the seller's package. I'm just saying. You're printing out documents, you're driving to the customer's house, you're spending an additional 45 minutes at the customer's house, then the title or escrow company wants you to do scan backs. Now, unless you like my boy Mathurin, where you have a scanner, printer, and all of that stuff in the trunk of your vehicle, where are you going to go do the scanning at? This is another location you have to go to. That means if your scanner is at home and you don't have a converter inside of your vehicle, you have to drive all the way back home just to scan it. And then these niggas got the nerve to say, can you drop it off at FedEx to be overnight for me? Holy shit, that's like 3 locations. That's like damn near, that's like almost 3 hours of work. And the insulting side of that is that they're going to offer you something like $65. I saw notaries get $45 for that. Literally, get $45. That's insulting. You're gonna put money in your gas. You're gonna put gas in your tank, and by the time you're done making those runs, you're done. And then they tell you that they're not gonna pay you for another 3 to 4 weeks. I'm gonna go into Walmart and I'm gonna grab some mayonnaise and I'm gonna grab some ketchup and I'm gonna go tell the cashier, "Hey, I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna pay you for this in about 2 weeks. Is that cool? Let's see how far I can get past the front door." Let me read some of these comments. I took the notary boot camp from Andre. That's how I know about you. The script you gave over the phone is. I'm sorry. The script you gave for over the phone and how to upsell. Yeah, appreciate that, New Wave. At the house, yeah, 40 right now. Yeah. Oh, you said 40. Yeah, because the housing market went down and interest rates went up. So now these title and escrow companies don't even want to spend that much money paying notaries at this point. This is it's like the music industry early in the 80s and shit. You're getting raped. You're getting raped out there, man. And then my students, they'll go do a power of attorney that'll take like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and they make like $180. No printing, no scan backs, no FedEx run. They're not staying at the customer's house all day. They're not corresponding back and forth. They're not waiting for waiting for the money to come through in 3 to 4 weeks. They're not doing that. They're not. Speaking of power of attorney, I have a power of attorney masterclass. If you guys want to take advantage of that and go to that, the link should be somewhere in the description. But yeah, man, like there's so many better ways. The only reason why I didn't jump into the apostille side of things, but again, I didn't know the type of the price margins or the price points of the apostille at the time. The only reason why I didn't do that is because I didn't want to run around like that. Because I didn't want to run to the Secretary of State or the apostille office, take document. I didn't want to do all of that. But now that I know these numbers, I would have been willing to do runs like that because then I'm making like $1,000, $1,300 off of one deal. And then all I had to do is make maybe like 2 or 3 trips. I'll do that. The most valuable commodity that you have is your time. And whenever somebody is, draining your actual time, man, it's going to be very difficult for you to really create a lifestyle around that. Especially when you become very obligated to these title and escrow companies, they want you to be there. They want you to be there. If you're not there, they're going to find somebody else. Matter of fact, they have no loyalty to you, nor should they have any loyalty to you. So what, you did 50 assignments for them at $100. What do you think they're going to do when they can find somebody with equal or comparable talent that's willing to do it for $65? Right? What do you think they're going to do? You being a premier notary now makes you a secondary notary. Yeah. Spiritualized loan signing can be a headache. I remember I did a case study, right? Because I always farmed out my loan signings. I get loan signings, but I don't do them. I find a notary to do them for me. I don't touch them, right? But this one time, I said, you know what? I had one of my students walk me through a loan signing. I wanted to see what he went through so I can be better educated on that, right? And I was talking to some lady at some escrow title company, whatever. And I kid you not, she sent me damn near 8 emails. Like 8 emails. I was like, what's all these emails for? We need this, we need da, 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 da. All right, boom. Then setting up the appointment. She wanted me to print out. It came up to like 142 pages. Just a little bit shy of 100 pages. Some of those pages had to be legal size, right? Not the regular 8.5 by 11. It had to actually be legal size. Now, and it had to be laser printed. It could not be inkjet. So I'm like, God damn, like they're sure asking for a lot, right? So I had to go to FedEx Kinko's to get this done. Now, let me give you guys a hell of a tip right here. I'm gonna put you up on fucking game, man. I appreciate, first of all, I want to say I'm very grateful and I'm appreciative of you guys being on this live with me this early in the morning. So check this out, right? So I went to FedEx Kinko's and I started printing out the 8.5 by 11s first, right? And I noticed that Kinko's will charge me anywhere from 14 to 16 cents per page. Now, if you're not paying attention to your money, you don't know where your money's going, right? Always keep your eyes on the dollar, man. Like Snoop Dogg says, my mind on my money and my money on my mind. So I'm seeing where my money is going now. Now, by the way, this lady already said that she was going to pay me $1.50, which I found out that's pretty high in the loan signing agent side. So I had to print out. Let me calculate this. I had to print out, let's say 100 pages at 0.15. Just put it right in between, right? At 15 cents a page. That's $15. And then the other 42 pages were legal pages, right? And for legal pages, they were charging me something like 38 cents. Stay with me now. So that was about 38 cents. That's another $15.96. Add $15 to that for the 8.5 by 11. Just in printing alone, I already spent $30.96. That $30.96 comes out of my $150, right? So $150 minus $30.96, I'm down to $119.04. Still pretty good, right? Still pretty good. So now they tell me that I have to drive to the customer's house. I still got to put gas in the vehicle. So let's say I drive a truck, but let's say I drive a Volkswagen buggy. Well, let's say I have one of them vehicles that's not a gas guzzler, right? And all I had to do was put $25 in gas. So let's subtract $119. Let's subtract $25 from the $119. That now brings me down to $94.04. I drive to the customer's house. I was with that customer for about 45 minutes, right? They said I needed to do scan back. I was able to find a library because I didn't have a scanner because I don't do loan closings. I was able to find a library where I was able to do the scanning for free. They had this really fast scanner, right? Called a Bullet or some shit. So I went over to the library. Now, mind you, the library is a second location, okay? A second location. I wound up driving out to the library, and it took me about maybe to organize all the paperwork and everything. It probably took me another 20 minutes or whatever. And then I scanned everything out. Now, after the scan, they sent me the FedEx label for me to just take it and drop it off over there. Now I'm going from location number 2 to location number 3, which is FedEx office. Now, mind you, again, I'm just doing this for case study. I just want to see what loan signing agents go through. So now I go from location number 2 and drive out to location number 3, which wasn't that close. There isn't a fucking FedEx office on every block like McDonald's. It's not like that. You know what I mean? And they close at a certain hour. Plus, overnight shuts down at a certain hour. So I wind up driving to this third location. My $25 in gas is still holding tight, but I might have to get some gas to drive back home. I go to FedEx. Now I'm standing in a line. I'm standing on a line at the time. Now I think they have like some drop off. You just drop it off in this thing and then you're good. I wound up standing in a line. It took me another like 25 minutes, man. I mean, time is racking up, right? Time is racking up. I wound up getting the package out. They wanted me to take a picture of the receipt and then send it to them, right? That the package actually got overnight. And then I get back into my vehicle, put some gas money in there, and then I drive home. Let's say I just put in another $10. So I'm down to 84 bucks. That's not even including my time, what my time is worth. So after everything was said and done, with all the driving back and forth with the emails and everything, I probably spent over 3 hours. Okay. Out of the 3 hours, let's divide $84 with 3. I got paid about $28 an hour. My time is worth way more than $28 an hour. I don't know about you guys, how you coin your time, but sitting with the customer for 45 minutes and driving to this location and driving to this location and standing in the line and doing scan backs and doing printing and doing, I didn't walk away with the money I thought I would have been walking away with. Now imagine a person that's doing these assignments for $65 or $100. That means you're walking away with less than $28 an hour. Don't fall for the okie doke, man. Make sure you calculate your numbers right. Make sure you understand your numbers so these cats don't try to pull one of these gambits on you. I told her 150. That lady told me, "Oh, that's high. Like, we don't normally pay $150. I was like, I don't care. Oh, no, we usually pay about $60, $65 for, like, I'm not doing it for that. I'm not touching anything less than $100, $130 to be exact. I won't do an affidavit less than $129.97. He said the whole process is crazy and dumb. They set it up. They set it up like that. So
I told you bring the thing in when Granny's house in the garage.
Oh, okay. We forgot.
Yeah, you didn't bring that.
All right, we'll get it next time.
Okay.
Hey, it's bedtime for you too, dude. Yeah, 4-year-old staying up with everybody.
I have friend in the morning.
Yeah. Yep. So you better go to sleep. Yeah, the whole process is crazy. Don't get me started on the legal page. Yeah, I know that legal page is something else, ain't it? The loan signings, I also got stiffed on the base too. Yeah. Those are real things. I'm talking to people, my friends, my buddies, my comrades. Thank you. Like a parole officer. Who are you talking to? 4-year-olds, man. What about fingerprinting is good too. There isn't a high demand in Chicago for the fingerprinting side of things though. But I know in certain other areas, fingerprinting is hot. especially North Carolina, is really, really hot for fingerprinting. I did an interview with Malik Ali. You guys could see that in on the Notary War Room, and he talks about fingerprinting and the type of clientele that comes along with fingerprinting. You could charge like $75 for one of those cards, right? And how long does it take from a person to dip their finger in the ink and then rub it against the card? That's like 2 minutes. This is what I'm talking about. This is the leverage that you're looking for. You're not listen, all of our lives, we've been lied to and we've been taught, we've been trained to be workhorses. We've been conditioned to work hard and hustle and grind, work, hustle and grind, work. That is not how you gonna fucking like really make any serious coin out here. You know who works really, really hard out here? Construction workers. And show me a construction worker that's a millionaire. I'll wait. Show me a construction worker that's a millionaire, because they break their goddamn back. They work hard. Waiters and waitresses work really, really hard. Nurses, they work really, really hard and work long hours. Show me the millionaires in those groups. So it's not about working hard and hustling and grinding until like insomnia sits in. That's not, you're not going to do it that way. You're not, because if that was the case, when you really calculate how much it would take for you to make $1 million, there's not enough time in the day. Nevertheless, making like $14 million or $20 million in a year, goddamn, you might as well say, well, I'll be dead in like 10 months. If you literally had to break your back to make all of that money. He said, I am in Cali. I had a job today. A person had a mental issue. I got paid $100. Awesome. What kind of document was it? Notary World. What kind of document was it that you got paid $100? He said, I need to get in on your prices. I'm in GA. I know I'm not getting what I'm worth. Oh yeah, the attorney state. New Wave. Hey, listen, I interviewed some of the best out there. Check out my interview, the Notary War Room, with, her name is Coach T. Coach T, right? She's out there in Georgia. She shows notaries how to navigate around an attorney state. Absolutely incredible. Plus, my homegirl is from Brooklyn, where I'm from Brooklyn. So, yeah, Coach T. Yes. Go to my Notary CashFlow. She shows you how to move around that shit, yo. There's a million ways to skin a cat. There's a million ways to skin a cat. You need to learn how to skin this cat. He said, I had a celebrity client. He didn't show up on the appointment and I still got paid. Awesome. Awesome. As you should. That's their problem if they don't show up. I charged them $130. See, those are the numbers I'm talking about, man. Those are the numbers I'm talking about, y'all. Let's raise up these numbers. Like, we shouldn't be doing nothing less. I'm talking about one-page document. Don't do nothing less than $130. The more documents you gotta print out and produce and stuff like that, the more you charge these cocksuckers. Have you looked at your non-disclosure agreement? Do you see what these title companies are actually charging your clients that you're notarizing the documents for? That right there should tell you that it's they're running numbers on you. And I didn't notice until a notary that I contract with out in Indiana. I said, you know what? I'm gonna run this appointment with you. I want to see how a professional does it, right? Because I was really trying to gather up intelligence to understand the life of a notary signing agent. So she says, hey, look at this. It was a non-disclosure agreement, right? And at the bottom of the agreement, it said $250. And I was like, what's that? She said, that's how much they're charging the client for this notarization. She said, how much did you charge them? I said, 150. She was like, so you ever thought about where the extra $100 is going? I was like, I didn't even know they even disclosed that out there like that. So next time you do a loan closing, look at the non-disclosure agreement and then look at the bottom, and it will tell you how much they actually charge the client for that notary. So when you are charging like your 65 or 75, which hopefully after this live, you never do that shit again. But when you look and say, all right, they're charging this client $250, they only pay me $65. Where the hell are the rest of the money? They got allotted all of this money, but I'm getting a small portion in this. By the way, don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Since you're on here, please subscribe to the channel. If you guys like this live, I'll do more lives. I'll do more lives like this. Yeah, let's see. He said, don't get me excited about getting this money. I'm going to check it out. No, for real, New Wave. Listen, I have a disclaimer, right? I will help you make money. Finding happiness is your problem. That is my disclaimer. I'm really, really, really good in helping companies make money, helping myself make money, helping individuals make money. But finding happiness, that's some next shit there. Like I don't want to be responsible for that. But somehow I believe if you make enough money, you'll find your happiness somewhere. It might be at the Birkin store. I don't know. It might be at the Red Bottom store. I don't know. It might be at the car dealership. I don't know. But I'm not responsible for you finding happiness, but I will be responsible for helping you cash flow your notary business. I am talking about fingerprinting. Yeah, fingerprinting. Check out the interview I did with Malik Ali. It's on the Notary War Room playlist. Malik Ali, and he will tell you exactly how he approaches the industry, what he's charging, the type of clientele that is ideal. I didn't even know those are white collar professionals that go for the fingerprinting, like doctors, nurses, even truck drivers, which is a blue collar profession. But his clientele were all white collar professionals. He said, please keep doing the lives. All right. Make sure you guys subscribe though. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys tonight, man. I hope you guys got value from this. I just want to help, man. I want to leave this world in a better place. Just in a better place, man. And a lot of times it be because of money that got us stressed, that got us fucking with high anxiety, that got us yelling at our kids, that got us arguing with our spouse. A lot of times it'd be because of the money. And I just be trying to like, how can I solve this problem so we can be a little bit more calm and at ease? We already got enough stress going on in our lives. We don't need to be adding the money thing to it too. So I just take my life skills that God has put me on this path, and I just share it with you guys. And I know it works because I learned them from the biggest organizations in the world. Sales and marketing saved my life. Like it saved me from being homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like there's many times that I was very close to being homeless in my life, and sales is what pulled me out of being homeless, because I knew that I can go out there and create a product or attach myself to a product, persuade and influence people to purchase that product, which will bring income to me. And then once I have the income, then I could go ahead and pay my bill or pay my rent and my mortgage or whatever. So that's why I'm so adamant about teaching you guys persuasion, influence, sales, marketing, because it is essential in a business. You cannot have a business without those things. No business can exist without sales and marketing. It can't. It can't. No matter what they tell you. You can't have customer service without customers. What are we doing here? What are we doing? So you're just going to go past the sales and marketing course and go directly to customer service. Why would you even do that? You can't even have customer service without customers. Let's learn how to get customers. Let's learn how to bring in traffic. Once we bring in the traffic, then we can convert them into leads. Once we convert them into leads, we can convert them into sales. Once we convert them into sales, we can offer them to be referrals, affiliates, whatever. I'm gonna share this with you. This last story I'll sell with you. This is why I said, if the more you guys write books, the better the situation is going to be. There was this lady that I used to do notary assignments with, right? Assignments for. I used to like notarize her power of attorney trust packages and stuff. And I did like 5 of them for her. And then one day, we met at Starbucks, we chilling, kicking it, because at this point, like we're like buddies and shit. I'm like, see, it's different because she's not a company, she's an individual. So we had a very good kinship, So we're conversating. I had my, quad espresso. She had her drink or whatever, and we start talking. And I was like, "Yeah, I just released a book." She's like, "Really?" She was like, "What is the book on?" I said, "It's called Rise of the Smart Notary. I teach notaries how to cash flow their business." She's like, I said, "I got a copy. Would you like a free copy?" She was like, "Absolutely." Now, mind you, this lady is not a notary. So I gave her the free copy of the book, autographed it and everything, right? And then went about my business, notarized the trust, and then left. About a week later, she reaches out to me and says, I've been reading your book and I think I want to be a notary. But I want you to teach me what you know. I said, "Look, my fees is this." And at the time I was charging $3,000. That notary client became a student of mine. That book alone converted a person to pay $3,000 to be my student. So that's why I push you guys to write books. Have you noticed a lot of these guys write books, but they don't teach you how to write a book? I do. They tell you about how to run all these assignments and do all this other shit, but they don't teach you about sales copy. I do. And I know they write, and I know they use sales copy, but they don't teach that. Why not? Because they don't want that much fucking competition on the playing field that they're playing on. That's the truth. They don't want you playing in the same field that they're playing on. They're not even playing on that field no more with doing notary assignments. Most of them aren't even doing notary assignments anymore. You ever notice that they don't really, besides my man Andre, they don't really teach you about doing the notary agency side of things? I do. I did that from day one because I started off with an agency before I started off as a notary. I had a notary agency at least for 4 months before I became a notary. Let me just finish up with these comments and then I'll let you guys go. Yeah, it's good to see people that look like me in this business. I wish I would have known about it sooner. Yeah, I love it. I can't get enough of it. The more the better, man. I'd love to see Amazon just full of melanated brothers and sisters with notary books, just putting people, because you guys know they're not putting on, they're not going to put you onto the same game, fam. You ain't going to get the same game. It's a different game. We absorb information differently. We're a rhythmic people. We're a rhythmic people. So we absorb information differently. I wrote a book also. Awesome. Put it in the chat. I want to check it out. I have your book too, Rise. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. It is called How to Get the Best Out of the Notary Business. The Ultimate Guide. Yeah, put it in the chat. Put the link. If you know, like, even if I jump off, put it in the chat, and maybe somebody will pick it up and then actually watch it, and actually purchase it. I want you guys to get sales on all fronts. All fronts. I want you to get the book money. I want you to get the notary money. I want you to get the agency money. I want you to get the online course money. I want you, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways. I want you to get the public speaking money. I want you to get the live event money. Listen, there's so many ways. I'm done. Peace, love, and happiness and cash flow. I'll talk to you guys soon.